India Save Education Committee for organizing this wonderful event. As has been said by Mr. Sarkar, it is a feeling of elation that one has to see this grand convention, to see the people who have gathered here, who have taken up the challenge to fight as that is the need of the hour. We stand at a moment when we are witnessing an unprecedented attack on our democracy. And that is why this People's Parliament is necessary. The attack on education that we are seeing is an attack on our democracy. When we have the Prime Minister saying that the Constitution is a colonial construct, when we have him debunking the Constitution, when we have members of his parent organization, the RSS, saying, let us bring the Manusmriti back, we can see that what is happening is an absolute attack on our democracy. And that is what we seek to protect by having this People's Parliament on education. It has been said by Professor Thorat already that in the name of Bharatiya Kara, what is happening is a Brahminical, caste-based value system that is sought to be reinstated in this country. And that is being done through education, which is why constantly in the MEP, there is this emphasis on bringing Bharatiya Kara into every aspect, at every level of education, from school to college to university. And especially when you look at university curriculum and the way it has been now revamped, because in the new course-based curriculum, credit-based curriculum that we have things like value addition courses. We have things like skill enhancement courses. And what do we have in these things which really are all about a Sanskritic, Brahminical education, where you have other elements that come in? What is happening is the attack on the essence of excellence in education. Because what is being encouraged is you reduce the subject curriculum and you put more emphasis on these kinds of subjects. What are the subjects? Fashion, harmonium, calligraphy, leadership, things like this, which are actually eating away at the core subject specialization in higher education that a student should be given. In fact, even those who are beneficiaries of the current system, even they, the principals and teachers in colleges, for instance, in university, but I have also heard this said in the country, they don't know how to handle this system. Because one, they don't have the infrastructure, and second, what it is doing is they don't know how to actually teach the subject which they have the expertise to teach, or some of them don't have the expertise, but even then they are not able to actually give the students a rounded knowledge within a particular subject specialization. So these are the big challenges. And I think at the core of this new education policy, which aims at the destruction of scientific temper, aims at the dismantling of institutional structures that promote an openness as far as knowledge is concerned, is this idea that we create a citizenry that will not question, that will accept whatever is put down on them from above. And as has been pointed out, this is something that you see across the country. We see it in our classrooms. We see the way in which there is an aggressive upper caste, Brahminical patriarchy that is showing its ugly face in our institutions. as part of a very important body of historians, the Indian History Congress, which was founded in 1935, we have drafted a resolution which we have sent to the Joint Parliamentary Committee, which is looking into this particular bill that was mentioned by Mr. Jawahar Sarkar. And I'm going to read the text of our resolution, which is that the Parliament has referred the bill regarding the constitution of the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan, a body consisting of 12 members that will oversee higher education in the country, to a joint parliamentary committee in the winter session of Parliament 2025, comprising the Viksit Bharat Viniyaman Parishad, the regulatory body, the Viksit Bharat Gunavatta Parishad, accreditation, and the Viksit Bharat Manak Parishad, that is related to standards, with up to 14 members each. The VBSA is applicable to all central and state universities, colleges, and higher education institutions, including those for technical education, teacher education, architects, education, institutions of national importance, and institutions of eminence. A refurbished version of the Higher Education Commission of India bill brought by the MHRD in 2018, the law infringes on the autonomy of institutions, and particularly with regard to the funding of education, makes no commitment for provision of requisite funding. On the other hand, the bill has given a free hand for the raising of private funding with no restrictions or regulations laid out. There is also a thrust on autonomy and increased powers of private management in colleges, delinking them from public universities to become provides for interference at almost all levels of the functioning of higher educational institutions. And the Indian History Congress places on record its deep concern before the JPC and urges that the views and concerns of all stakeholders be ascertained before any decision on the VBSA is taken. As has been pointed out by others before me, it is important that the draft of the People's Educational Policy also should reach the Joint Parliamentary Committee. It should reach at every level political parties and those who would be able to place our views before the Parliament and also bring it into the public domain. Thank you once again, and I do hope to see that our endeavors will result in
into Indianness. It should be rooted into Indian culture. And as a result, there are two things.
So, friends, Karji.